Let's get down to the New York Stock Exchange. Jim Cramer joins us now. Jim, what are you thinking this morning? A lot of carnage. Some would say blood on the streets. We got Netflix. We got crypto. We can talk about the good news with Intel, but tell me what you're telling the viewers and what you're doing yourself.
Sure. Well, if everybody, if we were selling because the 10-year was going to 2 and it's back to where it was, that seems to be not as good. Let's take that off the table. It's actually not as bad. If we're selling because Netflix didn't make it, didn't give you a good forecast, well, most of the companies aren't Netflix. And if we're selling because we hear people talking about how the market go down 45%, that's just an irresponsible thing to say. There's a lot of stocks to buy. We're putting money to work and for the Travel Trust, which you can find, of course, if you watch our morning meeting at 10:20. And, Andrew, I'm watching, when you get people come on air, that great interview you had with someone from an exchange that does Bitcoin, and he's talking about the long term. See, that's what bothers me is that the people who are coming on are often proselytizers for exactly what needs to be sold here. So think about a year ago when the bubble really was being inflated, and think about now when the bubble's kind of come down, and now we're supposed to be worried. When the millennial index is just awful, when the SPAC index of CNBC is down 60%. So I don't know. I'm looking for things to buy. I don't think Netflix is analogous of anything other than Netflix. So I don't mean to be calm, but actually that's what you have to be. You have to look at things.
But when you look at the Netflix situation, do you not then look at the entire media space and everybody that's been effectively changing their business model to chase Netflix?
Well, I don't know. Viacom went from 80 to 30. I think that, let's talk about Disney. Okay, so Disney, if it just had streaming, it would be bad, but it's got parks, it's got consumer products, obviously has the ability to be able to churn out content that on a consistent basis, it can be second half. But when we found out that Squid Games was Squidward, and as Moffett-Nathanson pointed out, that it's just really hard to keep these people now versus the old days, it's a worrisome thing. I went through, I have a file of all the Netflix previews, and everyone was incredibly bullish. And you have to just say, all right, they got that wrong. But, a lot of stocks, anything that's selling at north of 50 times earnings, right, is no good. And that's almost everything that's come public in the last 18 months.
Jim, we got to jump, but just give me 30 seconds on crypto.
This is fun.
I would do it for hours, and I'll watch you at 10:20 with the morning meeting. I want to see you all the time. But we've got.
But I keep thinking about Gary Gensler basically just saying, the chairman, that they create Dogecoin every day because we don't know how many shares there are of Dogecoin, so to speak. These are all going to be securities. And it's not just that Russia banning, China banning. If these are securities, we're going to find out things about them that are going to just get our heads. We're going to be like Reagan, the woman.
And therefore, you think this is just continuing a down?
I don't know. I still have a theory. I took out all my Bitcoin, sold that. I actually bought land. That turned out to be a good investment. I took out all that Ethereum other than the house's money. I'm willing to lose a huge amount of money in Ethereum, which I guess, obviously, I think I'm going to. I don't have any NFTs because I still believe in assets. And I don't know. Look, you want an NFT? This is an Hermes tie, okay? I'm going to offer you an NFT on this tie that's more than I paid for it. What do you think? You there for me?
When we're in the metaverse,
crickets.
Jim, and you're wearing your digital Hermes tie, your beautiful digital tie, and millions of people can see you, you might think it's worth it. I don't know.
The metaverse is an industrial way to be able to cut back waste, and that's the best thing you have to view it as. Otherwise, it's fun.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.